Hello again. Thank you so much for watching. Today we will be discussing foreign investor loans and what that looks like when you're working with Velocity. So let's jump right into it. So who is a foreign investor? I actually don't have any points on this, but just a short explanation on who a foreign investor is someone who lives outside of the United States, but wants to invest in the United States. So they live in Canada, for example, but they want to invest in the US. That's a foreign investor. And this is somebody obviously who doesn't have US citizenship. So let's jump into the main points with Velocity loans if you're dealing with a foreign investor. Number one is the LTV. We max out at 65% loan to value when we're working with foreign investors. So that's on all deals and all property types. So as you probably know, Velocity lends on single family, multifamily, and commercial, and we do purchases and refinances. Basically, for a foreign investor, we're maxed out at 65% LTV across the board. Now, the next point is what a foreign investor needs in order to get funding from us. And so number one is a U.S. entity. So that could be an LLC, that could be a C Corp or an S Corp. It could be any kind of U.S. entity. They just need to have ownership in a U.S. entity and preferably be the majority owner in that entity. And now there's only really one more point to this, to the requirements in working a foreign investor loan with Velocity, and that is they must also have a U.S. bank account. And the reason why this is because we're not wiring money out of the United States. And so we want to keep the money nice and neat here in the States. It actually helps for a quicker closing and just helps on auditing and all kinds of stuff. So they must have a U.S. bank account, which is very easy. If a borrower has a U.S. entity, that entity should be able to open up a bank account here in the States, especially with those online banks, very easy to work with, like Capital One or Discover. These are credit card companies that also have banking abilities. So this is it for the most part when it comes to working for investor loans with Velocity. Max LTV is 65. They got to have an entity and they have to have a U.S. bank account. Now, when it comes to pricing the loan out, there is special pricing. You got to understand how the pricing works because foreign investors don't have FICO scores. And Velocity's pricing is almost 100% focused on FICO scores. So how do you price the loan out? Well, let's just look at a snapshot of our pricing matrix. And if we take a look, you see that how 650, the third tier, is highlighted. That is how we're going to price out somebody who does not have a FICO score, such as a foreign investor. So if a foreign investor does not have a FICO score, which they shouldn't because they're a foreign investor, no citizenship, and they don't live here, so why should they have a FICO? Well, since they don't have a FICO, we're just going to price them out at the very bottom tier. So third tier pricing. So everywhere where I have highlighted, that's your third tier. Basically, someone who we would normally say has a 650 FICO up to about 700, that's their pricing tier. So now you know how to price a loan out with Velocity if you have a foreign investor, as well as what's required of that foreign investor if they're going to place it through us. Now, please, if you have any other topics you want me to post on, please put that in the comment box. This topic was actually commented. This was left in a comment. Somebody wanted to learn about foreign investor loans. So here we are. So please put those in there. It does help me a lot in getting new material out. And then also, if you want to get set up as a broker with me, just send me your email, your company name, your number, and your personal name. That way I can get you set up as a broker with Velocity, get you into that portal so you can start generating loans. My contact information is below. Thank you so much again for watching, and we will see you in the next video.